This episode of The Surge is brought to you by Origin, proud partners of Cricket Australia and powering the power surge in BBL 15. And welcome to The Surge, again on location here at Marvel Stadium. So it's a super over edition, and we have got a super happy captain with us, Marcus Stoinis. Marcus, that was big tonight.
It was big. We needed it. We haven't been playing too bad, but we definitely needed that win, and it's nice for boys to get that. Not just the winning feeling, but Sammy Harper, the way he batted, and Tommy Rogers to bat like that as well. Tommy Curran to come back in and take some early wickets. So there are a lot of positives, obviously.
6 days ago, Melbourne was red. It's now green quite quickly. I could tell even from last week's game, there's a fair bit of feeling in it. So how do you sort of get that right sort of measurement between having that feeling, that passion, and just making sure it's another game of cricket?
Yeah, look, to be honest, we've played most games like that. So as much as I do want to build the rivalry, we're in it every game, to be honest. And if you're going to say to me that they had the mace for 5 days and we get it for 12 months, I'd take that as well. But no, they outplayed us the other night, and then we outplayed them today, I think. And I mean, it also is always a little bit different, batting first, bowling first, all that sort of stuff, which we've seen. So, I'm happy that we got over the line in the fashion that we did as well.
I know you couldn't be concerned going into the game with the 3 losses in a row because 2 of them were very close, but were you starting to have conversations with the coaches around just even asking questions around, are we going okay? Or were you confident that things were fine?
No, to be honest, I think the main thing was to make sure that everyone is feeling like we are going all right, because to me we were going pretty well. We had probably our poorest game against the Renegades. It was the Renegades. Who did we play
against the Sixers?
Sixers,
yes.
Sorry, against the Sixers. We had our poorest game. The other 2 were tight, and you're going to lose games like that in a competition over 10 games and plus finals. So it was just making sure that everyone's got their chin up and is going in the right direction, which we believe as a leadership group and coaching staff that it is.
You've played a lot of cricket with Sammy Harper. You've played a lot of cricket against Sammy Harper. What have you seen that's seen him become the player he has become this year?
Honestly, I think the thing is it's not surprising. I mean, the consistency he's doing it shows that there's a true method to it, which I'm really happy for him. He's always had all the shots. I think everyone's seen it. He's been able to hit over the keeper to over the bowler's head and his pull shots and all that sort of stuff. So he's always had that. I think he's really learnt his recipe, and hats off to him to be as consistent as he has been. He's worked bloody hard and he deserves it. So I think it's just a nice combination of talent and hard work and good thinking that's got him there.
You've had so many different contributions from so many different players throughout the tournament, and now you've got Tom Rogers at the top of the order that's gone and done that tonight. He was hitting the ball as hard as almost you do.
Nah, special. I mean, 50 off, what was it, 19 balls, 50 off 19 balls in a chase that could be a bit niggly, and get us off to a flyer. He's actually batted, to be honest, he's batted well every game. Nearly every game he looks like he's gotten off to a good start. He's getting out of the power play, and it's just nice for him to get that reward. Even unfortunately he got ran out, but nice for him to get that reward, because again it's showing that things are on the right track, and you can't always judge yourself from every performance on the scoreboard or how many runs you got. I think it's a nice reminder to us all, even that you got to trust yourself, and if you're going well, there's more than just the scoreboard.
We had nearly 70,000 at the MCG, another 42,000 here tonight at Marvel Stadium. It feels like this rivalry is real, but it feels the Big Bash is back in a big way as well when you see these sorts of crowds.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think the rivalry is great, but I also think the Big Bash is well and truly back and getting back to where it should be. The fans, we've had great turnout all year so far, and I think the better that both teams go, the more we're going to pack these grounds out. At the end of the day, it is a domestic game, but the way that the boys are playing, the way that both teams are playing, the way that the standard of the competition's growing and the fan base is getting around it, there's no reason why it shouldn't keep going in that direction.
And your cricket, I think you're having a good tournament, both with bat and ball, but I think particularly from a captaincy point of view, it feels like you love it. You love being out there and making the decisions and putting yourself in high-pressure environments. Yeah,
look, I mean, it's I've been very fortunate. I've played a lot of cricket now, and I've always been someone that's sort of I mean, I found myself bowling a lot of death overs for Australia, but it's not typically my strength. I've found myself batting at number 3 to number 4 to number 5 to number 6. So I've felt those different emotions in those positions, and I think that probably holds me in good stead to also talk to the boys and communicate with them, and maybe have some understanding of what they're going through and what they're thinking and that sort of stuff, because it can be very easy to have simple plans, but at the end of the day, they're simple plans, but they're not easy to execute. So I think that's probably what I've really enjoyed about captaincy, is I'm just trying to get the best out of all our players and back them as much as I can, but also maybe just help them lift their own standards and my expectations of them, because I can see everyone, they're very good players, So I think that's really my method at the moment.
Do you think it makes you a better player to have that extra level of responsibility?
I think it does, especially at this stage of my career. I think it does. It helps me to be super engaged in the game and to be super aware or try to be aware of how everyone's going and be involved in the whole team and talking to coaching stuff and that. So I think it definitely helps me and I enjoy it. But I think there's always a time in your career for it as well. So yeah, and you get a different lens. So even in teams when you're not captaining, you sort of see the game a little bit differently now once you've done it a few times. Just
one more on yourself. Is it an advantage for you? You talked about before about batting different positions, but the fact you bat and bowl, you sort of feel like you can relate to your bowlers and your batters. Yeah,
I think so, and I can relate to losing a game with the bat. I can relate to losing a game with the ball. I can relate to the different emotions. So I think it probably helps me, bond, sympathise, or have some understanding of the emotions.
And
the boys
empathy
are going
when it's
through.
not going.
Exactly, and some empathy. Yeah. So, so I think that's definitely helped me. And it's definitely it's almost part of my personality. I don't mind being. You got to put yourself out there to lose, and you got to sometimes get used to it in professional sport, and you got to be all right to hold your chin up high and face up the next day and go again. So I think that's been my main message to the boys.
And just finally, what's possible this year for this team? I know there's the whole thing about breaking the drought and all that sort of thing, but the team that you've got this year, does it feel different? I think I've asked you this before, but because it does kind of feel like it's different.
It just feels like we believe in ourselves. It feels like individually boys believe in themselves, but then they believe in their mates. It feels like we've got a great bowling lineup. It feels like we're very clear with our plans. It feels like the intensity is really high, and in a way where there's the intensity, but you're also not scared to make a mistake. I think that's So to be honest, like as obviously we're all here to win. The drought isn't actually something that you do think about. You know what I mean? Because every day you just go out and you try and do the best you can on that day, and we understand sport. So. I'd love us to have the mindset of not being scared to lose anything, not being scared for someone to call you whatever, you choked again or this, because it actually doesn't matter. Just front up and keep doing your best, and hopefully we have a team that sticks together for a long time and we can create some success.
Well, congratulations on tonight, but more importantly, congratulations on how you're leading the team. It's so much fun to watch, lead as well as play your cricket. Let's see how it goes over the next couple of weeks.
Let's see. Thanks.
Marcus Stoinis joining us on The Surge. We're now going to be joined very shortly by someone that absolutely smashed it at the top of the order for the Stars tonight. Okay, we have heard from the captain, Marcus Stoinis. Let's hear from the opening batsman. We heard from the other one the other night, Sam Harper, who wears the yellow hat, but we saw someone tonight that played extremely well. Tommy Rogers, well done. Congratulations. That was special tonight.
Thanks, Whitey. Yeah, you mentioned Sammy Harper, so it's always so much fun batting with him. He's, as you would know, one of the great guys in world cricket, so it's awesome to see what he's doing. That makes me really, really happy.
How much easier is it for you to do your thing when you know how well he's doing it at the other?
Oh, incredibly. The other games, it's been awesome. I think we've put on a couple of 50-run partnerships now, and I think I've been on about 6. So it's been a lot of fun watching him go about his business. And I'll tell you what, if I was speaking to people, I'd probably be saying don't bowl it anywhere near his hip because he hits it 110 metres. How good.
That's right, exactly. I know we've spoken a lot about your form this year, and even back in September, maybe even August, you were talking about how well you were hitting the ball, but you've had a frustrating start to your domestic season. Then you get injured at the start of this tournament. What's tonight like emotion-wise for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a lot of fun out there tonight. The Big Bash hasn't probably gone how I've wanted it in my own personal career. But in saying that, I get injured, I miss a couple of games, Harpsy gets 60 and 100 and we get to watch that. So there's always a silver lining, and Harpsy's one of my best mates. So getting to watch him do that has been phenomenally fun, and I probably wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest, to watch what he's done.
Was there a bit of validation tonight, even in your own mind, against a good attack? I know you know a lot of the bowlers very well, their teammates at other times during the year, but that you can do it, you can hit the ball as well as you did tonight, on a more regular basis?
Yeah, I hope so, Whitey. They're obviously a good attack, as you mentioned, beautifully led by Sutho, and there's some really, really good players in that team. So, I mean, we're lucky tonight. We played on a beautiful wicket. The ball seemed like it was travelling. But yeah, it's always nice to contribute to the team and not leave it to those guys through the middle who seem to always play a massive role for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the viewers out there, the listeners out there listening to this, who might not be getting the opportunities they want to be getting or are frustrated, how do you keep the belief? How do you keep the belief in yourself that it's there? Because clearly you've got the confidence from your teammates and the coaching staff. They put you out there tonight again. But how do you get that belief or keep that belief in you?
Yeah, I think it's there's actually probably been one tiny little thing that I've changed, but I've got a great team around me. Like, I'm so lucky to have guys like Stoini, he cares so much, Maxi cares so much, all of our coaches, Harpsy, all of these guys, Blake McDonald, who are always so good to me and always reminding me, that I can play and that I'm a good player. So all of these guys, my batting coach, Shannon Young as well, it means a lot to me to have these guys around me who are taking time out of their day when they don't have to support me and try and help me. It does really mean the world, Whitey. And
then you've got other Victorian players at the top of the order with you. You've got Sam Harper, we talked about Sam, you've got Campbell Callaway, Max is another one, obviously. That Victorian connection at the top, does that help as well, having those sorts of players around you in the order?
Definitely. I think, when you go to bat and you know what guys are good at, you know what they do, their sort of tendencies as well. And I think a big thing which we've really dived into this year is how you speak to each other and being aware of, when someone's maybe going well or not going as well. So, yeah, mate, I'm so lucky to have Harpsy out there batting with me and to play the way he's playing, and then to almost, put his game aside and to try and help me tonight, which it just shows how many gears he's got for one, how good he is, and just how nice a guy he is, really, isn't he? He's awesome.
I talked to Marcus Stoinis about the fact we had nearly 70,000 at the MCG, another 42,000 here at Marvel Stadium. What's that feeling like to play domestic cricket in your hometown with so many people, with and against some of your teammates in a Melbourne Derby?
It's really indescribable. I remember coming to these games. I think the record game, 77,000 or something like that. I was at that game, and I've been to plenty of Big Bash games as well myself. So to actually be out here and play in front of these crowds, 68,000 the other night, 42 tonight, it's phenomenal, really. It's what you dream of, and yeah, I couldn't be luckier to be living out a dream, I guess.
And just finally, again, we asked Marcus about what was possible with this team this year. It does feel, from a balance point of view, that you've got both bases covered. You bat deep, but you've also got plenty of bowling options, more so probably than any other team. So it's just probably about just clicking. Do you feel you've got a team that can go the whole way?
Yeah, I mean, every team's a good team when you get to this level. But where we're so lucky is we've got probably three of the greats to ever do it. We've got Stoini, who's maybe one of the best captains I've ever had as well. Maxi, who's, well, what do you need to say about him? He's probably the greatest to ever do what he does. And then Peter Siddle as well at 41, who feels like he's 23 and bowling the absolute house down. I hope he signs for 5 more years. So to have those guys, before you even mention guys like Joe Clark, who's an unbelievable player, Tom Curran, who's a superstar in world cricket, and then guys like Harpsy and Kells and BMAC doing what they're doing. Like, it feels like we've got a team who are, invested in what we're trying to do and playing good cricket, hopefully at the right time. And I think that's a dangerous combination.
Why is Marcus such a good captain?
He demands so much of you on the field, which is great, because when you're out there, you know that you need to be on, and you know that you have to be at your best, which is awesome because he's getting the best out of his players. But then once you get off the field, he's the first person to put his arm around you, give you a cuddle, say, well done, mate, or hard luck, mate, and he'll stick up for you, you know that, more than anyone else ever. So he demands the most out of you out here, and then he'll stick up for you and always have you back. He's unbelievable. I couldn't speak highlier.
Well, congratulations on tonight. I think it's the equal second fastest 50 in Melbourne Stars history tonight. It's 50 off 19 bowls. Well done. Let's hope it's the sign of things to come over the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Whitey. Appreciate it.
Tom Rogers joining us down here at Marvel Stadium. That ends our Super Over on the Surge tonight. We'll be back in the studio next time. A big night for the Melbourne Stars. Melbourne is certainly green tonight.